What's going down, y'all? It's the Wake Up Crew here to talk some NFL prop plays for this Monday Night Football game in Mexico City. The Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers face off. No Kyler Murray in this matchup. Jay, we had found some early value on George Kittle, but hell, we still like the George Kittle line. As always, we don't make you pay for picks. All that we ask is you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, like the content, comment below. Let us know who you're rocking with today. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. We had a pretty decent day in the NFL yesterday. Brian Robinson pretty much wrecked us. But other
Yuck.
than that, Fields' fantasy score hit. The Fields' rushing yards hit.
You had
Jacoby
Pollard.
Myers was a push. Tony Pollard smashed. Cortland Sutton's yards were good. So it was a pretty good day overall in the NFL. But let's go ahead to get to the board right now because you have been dying to talk about one George Kittle. So let's just get to it and talk about your man Kittle.
All right, so for everyone who wasn't paying attention early in the day, George Kittle's yards did go up to 44 and a half. They originally posted at 41 and a half. Right now on the books, they are 45 and a half, all the way up to 47 and a half. So if you do like that number, it's a fine number, and you should probably still take it because there's some value on the books. But, Ray, I am taking a trick out of your little book and talking about George Kittle's first half receiving yards, which for some reason were not bumped up at all yet. And so you are getting some value from the original line that was posted. And so you can take George Kittle over his 20 and a half receiving yards,
Woo!
which has hit in every game
Let's
since Jimmy
go.
Garoppolo has been starting. So as you can see, these numbers look very similar to the numbers we talked about with his other full game receiving yards. So you can take the first half where it seems like he's doing much more damage. And I think it's probably the better number. On top of that, the Arizona Cardinals are the worst defense in the NFL versus tight end. So if Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing on offense, he will target George Kittle early and often. And I fully suspect him to do that. I think that the 49ers can front run this game a little bit, and it will be with Ayuk, McCaffrey. I get there's a lot of weapons, but Kittle should be the primary option because that is the best matchup against this defense. I think that Kittle will have a great game, and I am all in on him today. Whether you like the 44 and a half, 20 and a half is probably a little bit better value in terms of the number, and you see the consistency over the last 5 games. I think either one of those are fine. I do like both numbers for Kittle. I think he has a great game tonight.
Jay, can I be honest with you? This is my favorite play on the board. I absolutely love it because this is one where early in the game, play action to Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle across the middle, 22-yard pickup, you cash, first throw of the game.
Over.
This is very, very realistic outcome. I love it. And the fact that they did not bump this along with the full game, I mean, you get the value. You add up 20 and a half and 20 and a half, right? And you're at 41. So there's value here. I absolutely love this play. It's my favorite one on the slate. We are in lockstep here. Jay, I'm going to go to a pass catcher on the other side of the ball. And not the first half, but we're going to look at the full game, and we're not going to look at the NBA. We're going to go to the NFL. I'm just going to tell you right now, this number for DeAndre Hopkins is incredibly low, 6 receptions. But Rondale Moore, 5 receptions. I love it. Zach Ertz is out for the season with a knee injury. Hollywood Brown is not back. And Colt McCoy is the starting quarterback last week, funneled all targets to Rondale Moore and DeAndre Hopkins. Rondale Moore had 13 targets. He had 9 receptions, 94 yards. DeAndre Hopkins had 14 targets, and he smashed as well. Rondale Moore commanding a lot of those short and intermediate routes, sort of replicating what a tight end does, but he's much more dynamic than a tight end. I'm loving this, and it is juice to the over on the books. Minus 128, 34, minus 134, minus 150 on DraftKings. This is a number on PointsBet already jumped to 6.5. You're getting it right there at 5. The beautiful thing about PrizePicks is a push does not kill your ticket. So if you pair this with George Kittle and Rondale finishes at 5, you still get to cash out. I love the over 5 receptions for Rondale Moore.
Yeah, Ray, I'm with you. And as much as I love DeAndre Hopkins, I will take the 1 reception value and the very little chance of any sort of double coverage from that defense. So I think this is a great spot. You know, there is always the chance that Hopkins gets doubled and heavily focused by that San Fran defense. That's not going to happen to Rondale Moore. He'll get even more targets if that's the case, and the chance of him going over only increases from there. So I'm 100% with you on this one. But Ray, can we please talk to the people about the punts? Because as much as I love Colt McCoy, man, I expect to see some punts in this one. Anders Lee, can we just look at the game log, Ray? You see, it's not super consistent, but what is it? What is the consistent part here? It's a lack of Kyler Murray in this offense. And you see here, he hit 6 2 games ago, hit 5 last week. I think Colt McCoy is a fine quarterback. but I think he's going to really struggle against this defense. San Fran's had some up and down moments with Nick Bosa going after him and the rest of those linebackers and defensive linemen going after Colt McCoy. It could be a tough day for our man Colt, which may mean a lot of punts. I think taking the over the 4.5 is fine. The San Fran side 3.5 it's close, right? I probably wouldn't go that route, but I think Arizona will struggle on offense. They will get the ball to Rondale Moore and DeAndre Hopkins, but doesn't mean they're going to move the ball that much and score points. So I think the 4.5 punts is a pretty reasonable number in my opinion.
Let's just see. What do the books have Andy? Is Andy Lee's punts up? Do we have an Andy Lee? No Andy Lee.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it's a overly tracked stat in the betting market, but we can always try for it for sure.
Well, one play that I do want to talk about, Jay, is Jimmy Garoppolo and under his passing yards, 243 and a half, 240, 235, 303 versus Kansas City. I think defensively they are just going to get all over Arizona. This is a play that I wouldn't make it a core play, but I did add a Jimmy Garoppolo under 243 to a slip. It's as low as it is. Like, I don't like it. It's not something I would recommend, but I know a lot of people are on this one, and I just don't think they're going to ask him to throw the ball all over the field a ton. Not a core play. Just wanted to call it out. As Andy Lee, not a core play, but if you want to take an over 4.5 points, you can roll with that. The core plays for tonight: George Kittle, more than 20.5 first half receiving yards, and Rondale Moore, more than 5 receptions for the game. And Jay still likes George Kittle over his total game receiving yards at 44.5, which is still juiced to the over on the books and somewhere.
Yeah, still below the book line, which is a great value.
The book line. So that's why Jimmy Garoppolo cannot be recommended as a core play, because it's far below the book value, but I just don't think he's going to need to throw the ball a ton, but not a recommended core play. So there it is, Kittle and Rondale Moore tonight in the NFL. As always, take what you like, leave what you don't. Just hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Subscribe, comment, let us know what you're rocking with tonight. And if you tail, give PrizePicks hell, and if we fail, do not bail. We'll be back with more NBA, NFL, college football, all those kind of picks. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, and we'll see you soon. We out. Peace.